Welcome to the finals, the championship match of the third edition of Grenada Cup, put on by Megaforce Promotions. Finals this afternoon, St. Mark's Western Stars versus versus St. Andrews Big Parish Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the team to the field with the FIFA Living Football Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the teams are joined on the field by the CEO of Megaforce Promotion, Wayne Redhead. Also joining the team, we have the Antillian Group represented, a major sponsor here, and Carib, Grenada Breweries Limited, is well sponsored, well represented here. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all stand for the playing of the national anthem.
Grenada, land of us, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, be proud of our heritage. May we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
Representatives, Wagiti and Carib Antillian, you're going to join the team for the team photos. Just stand on the ends of the team. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for St. Mark's Western Stars. In goal, number 1, Shade Mark. Number 11, Moran Philip, the captain. Number 4, Leon St. John. Number 12, Sawan Mark. Number 16, Markel Ganes. Number 15, Jaylon Young. Number 19, Karim Kutain. Number 10, Ryan Alexander. Number 9, Christian Julian. Number 6, Rikel Augustine. Number 20, Kashim Williams. The team is coached by Andrew Monroe. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Andrews Big Parish Stars. In goal, number 1, Jeremy Richardson. Your captain, 16, Alec Andal. Number 6, Che Mark. Number 8, Ray Alexander. Number 15, Ovin Smith. Number 13, Stefan Abraham. Number 14, Alden Millet. Number 21, Neil Rennie. Number 18, Jamil Rokasa. Number 9, Darren Mudo. Number 10, Sajel Lewis. The team is coached by Jake Rennie. Your match officials this afternoon. In the middle, Junior Cyrus. He's assisted by Clinton Daniel and Clement Alexander. His fourth official, Micah Stanisklaus. Your match commissioner, Ricky Aberdeen. The referee assessor, George Phillip. St. Mark's Western Stars in maroon and St. Andrew's Big Parish Stars in blue.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand finale of the Pure Grenada Cup. Wherever you are in Grenada, Carriacou, PD Martinique, or around the world. We're here live at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium for the finals of this tournament. A finals that will feature the tales of two stars, the Western Stars from St. Mark and the Big Parish Stars from St. Andrew. To bring you the live commentary is none other than Robert Samuel I and myself, Leslie Smith. And we've just heard the team announcements, Robbie. Some interesting changes already noticed in the lineups of both teams.
Yeah, the Western Stars, they have 3 changes as of their semi-final. Out goes Lemoy Augustine, Shamari Mark, and Kimon Julian. They're all out. And in comes Rikel Augustine, Kashim Williams, and Jalen Young. Whereby there's only one change for the Big Parish Stars, but it's a very notable change. In goal, Jeremy Richardson, he replaces Jason Belfont. Big surprise for tonight.
Well, what I can also say, Robbie, that both teams have started with some striking power. We have the likes of a Christian Julian, the leading goal scorer in the tournament with 7 goals. Ryan Alexander has 2 goals for the Western Stars. And then we have the second leading goal scorer in the tournament for the Big Parish Stars, Darren Moody with 5 goals. And Sajel Lewis with 2. So a lot of firepower. The game has started, and the Western Stars in the maroon, the Big Parish Stars in the blue. Western Stars defending the goal towards the city end. The Big Parish Stars defending the goal towards the Cherry end. Robbie, a lot at stake here. Is a big money game, and both teams on the road to the final. The Big Parish Stars would have defeated the Cannons. They would have drawn with the Cannons 1 goal apiece. They've defeated the Dolphins 3-0. A very impressive run in the semi-finals against the Crown City Strikers, 4-0. We will look at the road to the finals for the Western Stars momentarily. Sajel Lewis here, getting a first bite of the cherry, so to speak, and not well targeted. For the Western Stars, Robbie, they had a 6-0 drubbing of top strikers. 5-1 victory over the U17, a 2-0 victory over Crown City Strikers, and a 1-0 victory in the semi-final game against the Royal Cannons. A lot of goals being scored by both teams.
Yes, Big Parish Stars going 8 goals, conceded only 1 from their 3 games, and the Western Stars going 14 goals of their 4 games. Remember, the Big Parish Stars, they were in a zone of 3, hence the reason why they played 1 less game than the Western Stars.
And we must make mention here that Christian Julian of the Western Stars, the leading goal scorer in the tournament, already with 2 hat-tricks, and he has scored 50% of the goals by the Western Stars.
Yes.
Darren Moody, the only player to have scored in every game that he's played in the tournament. He's on 5 goals at the moment. So it's going to be a real contest of the strikers here today, and both teams have only conceded 1 goal in the tournament. So, again, the strength of the defense will be tested as with reference to the strength of the strikers as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, by playing Jeremy Richardson, it's his first game, and what a cap to receive, the final of the Pure Grenada Cup.
Well, Jeremy Richardson is a national goalkeeper. He would have represented Grenada in the U19 tournament. He's actually on the current men's senior team as well, so he's no easy feat, so to speak. But Shade Mark is no fluke in the goal as well for the Western Stars.
No, he's not. As a matter of fact, he's a contender for MVP of the tournament. So many crucial saves. I mean, you think back to the semi-final against the Royal Cannons. He made probably over 8 saves, and crucial saves. Without him, they'd have certainly lost that game.
Well, let's see who settles down first in this encounter. Skipper Moran Phillip is going to take the free kick here for the Western Stars. Plays it out wide, nicely taken down here. But ball won by the Big Parish Stars. Big Parish Stars, both teams are being noted for their short ball passes, a nice style of play, very attractive football, so to speak, very pleasurable to the eyes. Let's see who settles down to the rhythm first. That's Darren Moody there, goes out wide and finds Rennie. From what we've seen in the preliminaries and the semi-finals, Neil Rennie may just well be the weak link for the Big Parish Stars in the back. But I want to also say that we've seen the U17 and other teams really puncture holes in the defense of the Western Stars. So the defense will be really, really tested here. Darren Moody right there in contention, goes wide, but the referee whistle goes. It's an infringement against Cedra Lewis, and danger averted here inside of the penalty area of the Western Stars.
See, good intention by Coach Andrew Monroe by starting both Rikel Augustine and Kashim Williams to support Christian Julian, because we have made it mention before, despite Julian scoring his 7 goals, he doesn't have much support on top. The little support that he has had has come from the midfield of 2 goals from Ryan Alexander, 1 goal from Karim Coutain, but he hasn't had a good striking partner to pose more threat to our back line. So it's good to see he has the support of a Rikel Augustine and a Kashim Williams.
And also, I think he didn't have his best game against the Royal Cannon. So I think Coach Monroe thinking that he needs some extra support up front, just in case Christian Julian doesn't fire off as he usually does tonight.
Rikel Augustine coming in for his injured brother, Lemoy Augustine. I know Lemoy is not only hurting physically, but he must be cursed with himself missing on this game, but speedy recovery to you, Lemoy.
A noticeable inclusion also is Jalen Young. I think that's the first game he started in the tournament.
Yes,
and
yes.
He's one of the central defenders for the Western Stars. Plays very well composed, very comfortable in the back, and it's an opportunity to strengthen the defense of the Western Stars. As I've mentioned, we've seen occasions where they look a little bit disoriented, uncoordinated at the back, and I'm sure Jalen Young is there to strengthen that.
Well, Jalen Young is the son of Steve Mark, and he replaces Kimon Julian, who now finds himself on the bench. Jalen partnering with his cousin there, Sawan Mark, at the back.
Big Parish Stars there. Eldon Millet, one of the midfield generals for the Big Parish Stars. Winning a corner for his team here. Captain Moran Phillip marshalling things here for the Western Stars. Referee having a word with him now. Referee Cyrus Robbie, one of the better referees in the tournament this year, and rightfully chosen to do the finals, I would think.
I agree. I think he had a wonderful tournament. Indeed, he was, to me, the best referee.
The heads go up. Good save here by Shadai Mark. I think it was as we see the replay here, the corner well directed. And it looked as though it was a Stefan Abraham, was it?
Yes, Stefan Abraham.
Stefan Abraham got the head onto it, but a great save already by Shadai Mark.
Shadai Mark, again, proving why he's the first choice for the Western Stars.
Stefan Abraham would think that he had been robbed of his opportunity here, but Shadai Mark, as we said earlier, is no easy feat in goal for the Western Stars, only conceding 1 goal in the tournament so far, has maintained 3 clean sheets.
That save reminded me of the save in the semi-final against the Royal Cannons. A point-blank shot from Kwesi Theodore within the 6-yard box, and he was equal to the task.
Big Parish Stars goes up again. Good defensive work here by the Western Stars. As Rennie here gets it back into the middle. partial clearance here by the Western Stars, but it's still running with it here. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Western Stars. Robbie, this one seems to be set up for quite a lot of action in both penalty areas.
Yes. I love the start. Pretty exciting. And this is the kind of game that fans want to see. No boring, drawn-out game. They want to see good exhibition of technique and skill, talent, of strategy.
Definitely, these are the two better playing teams in the tournament. They've played undefeated so far, and they've played the best style of football, the most attractive football, and they earned and deserve the right to be featured in the finals.
Jamil Rocasa, he's another player that people don't talk about much, but he has had an extremely good tournament. Really good tournament by Rocasa, number 18 of the Big Parish Stars. Rocasa plays for Hard Rock.
Robbie, the speed of the strikers of the Big Parish Stars is one thing that we also have to look at. A Darren Mudu, a Cedric Lewis, speed stars.
Yes.
They have strength as well, and they can outrun the defense of the Western Stars. Let's see if that will happen here tonight.
There's Julian.
Close marking here on Abraham by Garnis. Garnis really holds his own in that left back position, Robbie.
Yes. I think he's probably one of the better left backs on the island.
Big Parish Stars enjoying some possession within the last 5 minutes or so. Cedric Lewis opting to go back to find his skipper, Alec Andel. Chips this one forward, looking for a Darren Mudu, who's been heavily marked here in the early run-ins by Jalen Young. But we have to look for, and we're going to see that in the feature of the offensive moves by the Big Parish Stars. The cross runs between a Darren Mudu and a Cedric Lewis. They're going to go from left to right. You're going to see them in the middle. They're going to be looking to mesmerize the defense of the Jalen Young and the Moran Phillip, etc. at the back for the Western Stars.
Yeah, if they can play just as well as how they played in the semi-final, they're going to slice and dice the defenders with their crossovers, with their movements on either side of the field.
So the Big Parish Stars enjoying some possession, as we indicated. The Western Stars really trying to win the ball on most occasions. And so let's see how this one would pan out here. Western Stars, no easy team to go by. They've been very impressive in this tournament. And they have a lot of supporters on the Western side who are rooting for them here this evening.
It's a clash of the greats, Smith. I mean, you think of Victoria, you think of the Mecca of football, and then you think of St. Andrew, and your mind goes to Paradise and the up and rising stars that are coming from that club in particular. So it's going to be an interesting clash tonight. Both teams deserve to be in this final, and may the best team win.
A lot of fans have journeyed on down here to the Kirani James National Stadium to view this one. It's the big money game, so to speak. It's still 0-0 with just about 11 or 12 minutes gone so far. Karim Kutain moving forward here. The cross comes in. And now we see a partial clearance here. Maybe a tackle from behind here. Referee Cyrus right on the spot and picking that one up. Dangerous free kick here for the Western Stars.
Yep, dangerous, especially for the likes of Moran Phillip. You would love to have a goal from this distance.
Alden Miller, the one committing the foul on this occasion. And he may think it was a timely foul because the trigger was the finger was on the trigger, so to speak.
Yes.
But let's see. We see 4 players lined up behind this one here. Skipper Moran Phillip. We also see Karim Kutain. Also in there is Rikel Augustin. It's going to make way now for Moran Phillip and Karim Kutain. Goalkeeper Jeremy Richardson may very well receive his first test of the match. Karim Kutain, Moran Phillip. It's Moran Phillip who goes for it here into the wall. Still within the danger area here. I'm sure Phillip was trying to go around that wall and trying to elude goalkeeper Richardson.
Yeah, the wall did its job. Well defended and well supported also by Ray Alexander.
Well, the back line for the big Parish Stars has been very resolute throughout the tournament. But here, a bad mix-up here, but Chad is there, Che-Mac, sorry, is there.
Yeah, but look at the pace of Kashim Williams.
And that's a different look for the big Parish Stars back lineup. They have not had an aggressive striker come at them in the tournament so far. And I think it was a good move by Brother to play those two strikers up front, Christian Julian and Kashim Williams, and with good support from Rikel Augustine.
Yep. Very good move by Brother.
Moran Phillip looking for the back post, looking for Christian Julian. He would be a target for them in this game.
Good defending there by Captain Fantastic.
Captain Alec Andel. Christian Julian has a very high percentage conversion.
Yes.
Doesn't get many opportunities, but whenever he does,
he's a finisher.
He finds the back of that old onion bag.
Julian has been a consistent scorer for the last 2-3 years in the GFA Premier League. It's a surprise he hasn't been called up to the national team as yet.
Rennie been beaten here. Good shot on goal towards the near post. But Jeremy Alexander would think that he had that one covered. But look how easy Rennie was put to the carpet.
Yeah. By an experienced campaigner, by Rikel Augustine. But yes, you are right. And if Andrew Monroe is as good as we know he is, he's going to target Neil Rennie tonight.
It's exciting football here in the finals of the Pure Grenada Cup. A battle between two giants, the Western Stars and the Big Parish Stars. A battle between the East and the West, so to speak. And those two teams have also been featuring a number of the top players in the Premier League of the GFA tournament, coming from the Hurricanes FC and the Paradise FC.
Yep.
The nucleus of both teams here on show tonight. Stefan Abraham, very impressive in the midfield, goes past a couple players, has a shot on goal and scores! What a good move here by Stefan Abraham to find the opener. Stefan Abraham sends a clear signal. He says, keep quiet, people, I'm in charge now. Goal number 1 for the Big Parish Stars by Stefan Abraham. He weaved his way through about 3 or 4 of the Western Stars players, Robbie, and setting it the furthest away from goalkeeper Shaddai Mark. What an impressive goal.
Hot knife through butter. Slice and dice. Stefan Abraham.
That's your man right there for you.
That's
his
right.
Second goal in the tournament, and what a time to get his second goal.
Wonderful finish.
We spoke about Stefan Abraham. As a matter of fact, we would have judged him as a man of the match in one of the games, and he continues to impress us here. Stefan Abraham actually has 6 national caps and a current member of the national setup, and it's always good to see national players rising to the occasion when called to do so.
Goal was scored in the 16th minute. I mean, look at that finish.
I mean, that's the furthest away you can get it from Shaddai Mark. Shaddai Mark is no easy feat to get by. He flung himself, all he stretched outside Robbie like the largest snake he could find, but still not enough to prevent a Stefan Abraham right footer into the corner of the net.
I mean, what a way to open up the goal scoring tonight.
Well, St. Mark's,
whether you support St. Andrew or not, you must appreciate a finish like that.
Yeah, I always like to see a player who has the ability to weave his way, to dribble, so to speak, and then with a perfect finish as that one. Impressive indeed. So far we're having a very good match. Cedric Lewis on a run here by himself too, and he's been contended here with 2 defenders. It was Karim Kutain who robbed him of the ball, but referee Cyrus is right there and asking them to keep calm. Cedric Lewis making the individual play as well. A lot of confidence, a lot of speed, a lot of experience as well. As a matter of fact, Cedric Lewis has 5 national caps and a member of the current national team as well.
Irvin Smith, the usual dead ball kicker.
Karim Kutin heads. Still within the danger area here for the Western Stars. Well, it is Christian Julian who goes back to help out on defense. Alec Andel, captain of the Big Parish Stars. Not a good first touch here. Karim Kutin comes away and wins it for the Western Stars. Goes back to find Julian. The ball being won in the middle here by Eldon Millett, finds Cedra Lewis. I'm sure he's looking for a Darren Mudu. Switches it from left to right and to find
Rocastle.
Rocastle, who chips it forward only to find Jalen Young, who heads it clear for the Western Stars. It's action and excitement here at the Kirani James National Stadium. Rocastle, and another shot comes in here. This time it is from Smith. Not well directed, high and wide. And Shade Mark just retrieves for the goal kick. Robbie, exciting stuff here at the National Stadium.
We love it. This is the reason why we love football. It's why we support. It's why we look at the game. I don't think, though, that the Western Stars are going to be bothered by that early goal that they conceded. They're going to dig deep, they're going to fight, and they're going to prove themselves.
It's the first time the Western Stars have to come from behind in this tournament. They've always scored first. Shot on goal, almost mesmerized the goalkeeper here. And that shot came in here from
the dangerous Julian.
Christian Julian. And we saw that ball, the thermodynamics of the ball, Robbie, is swerved in the air.
Yes.
Almost eluding goalkeeper Jeremy Richardson, who did come up big on that one to get the left hand out in time. Julian winning the ball here over Alec Andel and had his cracker on goal. Well directed and almost beating goalkeeper Richardson, who recovered nicely in the end. Smith here in the middle of the field for the Big Parish Stars finds Che Mark. Good to see Che Mark back on the pitch here. Alec Andel to goal scorer Abraham. Andel chips forward. They're looking for Cedra Lewis. Heavily marked is Cedra Lewis. The pass not well directed as well. But here comes St. Max with a counter attack here, looking to slip Rikel Augustine forward. The pass overweighted, and Richardson averting any danger. Good, exciting football here in this finals. Holden Millett, a midfield general here for the Big Parish Stars. Still with the Big Parish Stars. They're going to swing it now from left to right. Chimak goes back to goalkeeper Richardson, who obviously will look for Alec Andel, the captain here, who's playing a sort of a right back position, or drifting towards the right back, but gives it away easily to Christian Julian.
Rikel is waiting for that support. He saw how long he had to wait.
Can't seem to find the maroon shots in close proximity.
Yeah.
They're still in a defensive mode here. They've still been pressed and compressed back in their own half of the field. Looking pretty comfortable too is Jeremy Richardson. But he might be better advised to look for his players and play the ball out to them rather than making the long kick upfield. Abraham being pressured here by Ryan Alexander. It's interesting, Robbie. It seems as though Alec Andel may be playing the right back position today.
And normally he plays centre back.
Che Mark is in there in the centre back position. Rennie out there on the left side. Not to show who's playing the right back for the Big Parish Stars.
Well, it's almost as if it appears that they're playing three in the back. With Ray Alexander.
Castle seems to be playing the right half position.
That's right. So it's Ray Alexander, Alec Andel, and Che Mark in the back.
We still have Rennie on the outside left side. So maybe Ray Alexander is the other player himself, and Che Mark playing the central back position.
Yes.
Smith here been called back to help out with the defenders. Chips this one forward, looking for the speed of Darren Mudu. The pass not well directed. Abraham, who's going to take control of things here now. miscues this one. And Captain Moran Phillip is going to start it from the right back position. Looks around, looking to find his man. Maybe chipping this one here for Julian. Pass overweighted. And it's an easy take here for Richardson, who bowls this one out here now to find Rocastle down the right-hand side. Looking to find Darren Mudo. Finds Darren Mudo back into Abraham. Abraham goes wide to find Rocastle. Rocastle finds a nice ball inside to Alden Millett. Millett has Rennie on the outside left here. The pass may be not well directed, but Rennie still wins it here. Slow defensive work here. But Rennie gets a low cross inside and cleared away now by Moran Phillip.
Yeah, good recovery there by Rennie, because I thought that the pass was misdirected and is almost not where he was at the time, but it's like he forced him to run into that position.
Here comes the Western Stars down the right-hand side. Cuts inside here now and finds Moran Phillip, who plays it across now to Karim Kutain. Kutain finds Julian. Some nice passes been put together here now by the Western Stars. Goes back out left. The cross comes in, but only to find Ray Alexander. Strong tackle here. That may be the first yellow card of the match here, Robbie. But
Williams is really lucky if he doesn't get a card.
That's Kashim Williams. Late on the tackle here and very strong too. And really dug deep into the ankles of Rennie. A limping Rennie now. The underrated Rocastle. We saw him assisting a couple of the goals in previous games.
I think it's easy for a player like Rocastle to go under the radar when you have the likes of Cedral Lewis, Darren Mudu, Stephon Abraham, Earlden Millett playing around you, and it makes his job easier. It makes the job way easier of a Rocastle.
It's still 1-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. We've just gone past 25 minutes of play. Both teams playing pretty decent football. Number of national players on the Big Parish Stars team. None on the Western Stars team at the moment. But look at that ball here now to find Darren Mudu, who chips forward here. And got a ricochet of the defender, but Cedral Lewis was right there just in case there was a loose ball situation, rebounding out of goalkeeper Shadai Mark. Not going to happen tonight, says Shadai Mark.
Goalkeeper Richardson has to be careful with Kashim Williams.
And the speed of Kashim Williams. I like the support that Kashim and the decoy that Kashim Williams is providing, so that a lot of the focus is not on a Christian Julian. Because he will be the obvious target here for the Western Stars and for the defense of the Big Parish Stars.
Yes, Williams takes that pressure off of Julian. Both himself and Rikel Augustine.
You see how high Neil Rennie is playing as a left back?
Well, I don't know if he's playing left back in this game. I think, well, on defense, you know, the formation changed on attack and on defense. But in attack, he's obviously playing almost like a left winger. On defense, he goes back to support the back three.
It reminds me of a Brazilian wing back. Bita Cafu on one side. These players always tend to be in the offensive area on the counter attack.
Cafu or Carlos.
It's a corner for the Western Stars. And Captain Moran Phillip. Very easy to recognize on the field is Moran Phillip, Robbie. With the number 92 gloves. The heads go up, and I think it was won here by the defense of the Big Parish Stars, so it's going to be another corner. I think this is just maybe the fourth corner that the Western Stars would have earned so far.
Corner taken again by Moran Phillip.
Towards the back post here, but good take here by Richardson. Richardson seems to be very, very comfortable within the uprights, and he ought to be a national goalkeeper. So, although Jason Belfont is not here, the #1 choice goalkeeper, the Big Parish Stars still has a lot of comfort knowing that Jeremy Richardson is there to secure the goal for them.
Yeah, I still would like to know what's the reason for the replacement. I hope it's not injury.
Because Belfont is not on the lineup for today at all. Cedra Lewis finds Alden Millet. Millet who finds Abraham, who has a shot on goal. Maybe a bit ambitious on this occasion.
Confidence beaming. But he's true to form. You know, he always shoots from those distances.
Fight for the ball here. But it is Kashim Williams who wins this one. Been sandwiched by 2 defenders for the Big Parish Stars. Earning himself a free kick. Good job by referee Junior Cyrus so far, Robbie.
Very good job.
Very consistent in his calls. The ball is now with the Western Stars. Given away to find Mudu, who finds Lewis. Lewis swings it from left to right to looking for Stephen Abraham.
I thought he was even looking for Rocastle, seeing that he played it so far.
Well, normally you would expect Rocastle to be there, but maybe on this occasion he went back to assist in the defense and not been able to move out as quickly as Cedric Lewis would have liked him to do. Moran Phillip moves it from the middle to the right-hand side here. The cross comes in now, the heads go up, but it's Alec Andel who wins it in the air. Alden Millet having some difficulty here in playing this one. It is still in the air, but the referee whistle goes now. A very strong challenge from Alec Andel. And the kick quickly taken by Coutain, but given away to the Big Parish Stars. One back here by the Western Stars. As the clearance is made here now, the Big Parish Stars under some pressure now from the Western Stars.
Pace of Kashim Williams, well matched by Alec Andel. Good to see Alec back on the field. You know, Alec was out of football probably for about a year or so. Not seen him in the Paradise outfit. You haven't seen him in the national outfit.
Nice move here by Ryan Alexander. But had Che Mack to contend with is Christian Julian. Referee Cyrus having a word here with Che Mack.
Yeah, the handball. I'm sure that's what the referee saw.
So let's see if we can pick it up here on the replay, but a kick has been awarded, a free kick has been awarded to the Western Stars. Che Mack not too happy about the call from Cyrus.
In Che Mack attempt to clear the ball, you will see it now. It's a challenge on Julian. Mark wins the ball. Look at the ricochet, back onto the hand. So I'm certain that's what Cyrus called. Yep, on the same spot.
So it's a free kick for the Western Stars. A 2-man wall construct here. The kick comes in, the heads go up. Che Mack, and then we see the very ambitious kick here by the Western Stars. No real threat on goal and danger averted. Big Parish Stars can relax a bit now and maybe slow things down a bit. A lot of pressure on them within the last 5 minutes or so. We've just gone past 32 minutes of play. So it's still early days in this game. Karim Coutain winning this one here, looking for Julian. Julian still has it inside of the penalty area, gets it across. And good marking there by Alec Andel, allowing goalkeeper Richardson to clean up in the end. But some pressure indeed being exerted by the Western Stars. They're trailing 1 goal down and really looking for that equalizing goal. Darren Moody now making the run. Wow, strong tackle here by St. John.
Yeah, Leon St. John sending a message there to Mudu.
I think it was excessive force here used by St. John. There was no way Mudu was going to challenge the goal or anything, but his intention was clear. I'm taking no prisoners. I'm going for everything.
Yeah, I mean, he has to send a message. When you play against a Darren Moody, you have to send a message as a defender. So sometimes you get necessary cards. In this case, he's not going to be carded. Well, yes, he is going to be carded.
I thought it was a strong challenge.
It was.
I'm not too sure if he played ball. We are a bit obscured there. But Cyrus, in his opinion, thought it was an excessive tackle here. And the second yellow card of the match being given here to Leon St. John, the number 4 player for the Western Stars, in the 33rd minute of play. So Darren Moody has been given some attention on the sideline. He's one of the danger men for the Big Parish Stars with 5 goals in the tournament so far.
Most consistent striker, yes, scored in every game.
Former national player as well.
Former?
Not on the current lineup.
He's a young player, man. I won't use the word former with him. He can make it back. Certainly making a call for himself for return to the national team with the kind of form that he's in right now.
Michael Garnes is going to take the throw for the Western Stars.
GFA promises to make an announcement sometime this month. Who's going to be the new national head coach, senior team head coach. A lot of good news happening for the GFA. They have received their first disbursement, COVID disbursement from FIFA, $500,000 US. It's a lot of money, Smitty.
Well, I prefer to focus on the football now, Robbie.
It's a part of the game. It's from FIFA.
Rocastle here trying to win this one for the Big Parish Stars. Unable to do so. And Jalen Young getting his first start of the tournament. Alec Andel goes back to goalkeeper Richardson. Very well composed back lineup for the Big Parish Stars. They're pretty much very comfortable on the ball. There goes the Russian Mudu here, but equal to the task is Shaddai Mark, who reads the play very well. Very experienced, very agile, and provides a lot of comfort for his back lineup.
We have seen some quality goalkeeping throughout this tournament. Shaddai Mark, Jason Belfon, Trishon Thomas,
Joe Max
Wildman. Quality goalkeeping.
Lewis looking good here.
Even Thomas of the top strikers, though conceding so much, has been a really bright spot for the top strikers. Another goalkeeper out of the Paradise camp. Goalkeeper Thomas.
Some sloppy work now, Robbie, by the Big Parish Stars. We saw Sadriel Lewis maybe trying to do too much on the ball, and then some maybe casual work here by Chemark in defense. But a number of players down now. It's a high intensity game as well. It looks like Darren Moody down for the count again.
Might still be hurting from that earlier challenge by Leon St. John. Good night, Dwight Gomez.
So it's live football action here at the Kriani James National Stadium, the finals of the Pure Grenada Cup between two football giants, the Western Stars from the St. Mark Parish and the Big Parish Stars from St. Andrew. Both teams played undefeated so far in the competition, but so far is the Big Parish Stars with the upper hand in this one, leading 1-0. A goal from an impressive run by Stefan Abraham.
Really hope that he can continue, but it doesn't seem so. Big loss there for Big Parish Stars, the injury of Darren Mudu. Possible substitution may come from a Joshua Isaac.
Or Casey Klein. I think a Josh or Montel Joseph. But it's not a good sight here for the Big Parish Stars and the fans to see Darren Mudu being stretched off the field. And he has been the most prolific goal scorer in the tournament. And so the likes of a Cedra Lewis would have to step up. And let's see, it seems as though there's going to be an ominous substitution by Jake Rennie. Let's see who he would look to on the bench. He has Kevin Maitland, a Casey Klein, a Dorrell Pay, a Montel Joseph, a Joshua Isaac. And I would think Joshua Isaac might be the obvious choice here for him.
Yes, I believe so too.
Joshua Isaac is one of the players who you can look towards for scoring goals.
Has struggled in this tournament, especially with his offsides. But he's always a threat on top and should be the obvious choice as a replacement to Darren Mudu. And he also gives you that target in for the crosses. Coach Jake running a bit slow on substitution because he probably, he's telling himself he's close to half-time. Moran Philip there with a harsh tackle there on Earldon Millett.
And we made a comment earlier that this St. Mark's outfit is maybe the most robust team in the tournament. Maybe having some of the bigger players as well and play a lot more physical football than some of the other teams. But they're also a team, and so that's the third yellow card being issued to a Western Stars player here. This time it's Moran Phillip who picks it up in the 39th minute, the 40th minute of play. So that's 3 yellow cards being issued. And that seems to be the substitution. It looks like a Montel Joseph for the Big Parish Stars, who comes on to replace...
It's a double substitution.
Stefan Abraham. I'm not too sure what's happening here, Robbie, but Stefan Abraham, the goal scorer, has been substituted in the first half of play.
Coach's boss, he's in charge. Because it doesn't seem as if Abraham is injured.
That one baffles me a bit here because he was the one doing a lot of the work in the midfield. Albeit he may have made a couple bad passes, but he always looked threatening for the Big Parish Stars.
So double substitution. So out went Stefan Abraham and the injured Darren Mudu, and in came Joshua Isaac and Montel Joseph. Number 19, Montel Joseph, and number 7, Joshua Isaac. In, out number 9, Darren Mudu, and out number 13, Stefan Abraham.
Well, both Montel Joseph and Isaac are great players themselves, and that gives you an indication of the strength of the bench of the Big Parish Stars. But I think it's a big loss with Mudu off the field now. So I think the Big Parish Stars may very well want to play into the halftime interval now, having had to make 2 substitutions and maybe unsettled a bit by the Western Stars. They may very well look towards the referee's whistle for the first half or the halftime interval.
Pretty young team on the field right now for the Big Parish Stars, and you wonder if they have the experience and the know-how to hold on to that lead. The Western Stars player, albeit the Hurricane player, they know how to win finals. And to field this pretty young team, I don't know. But Jake Rennie has been excellent so far in his decisions. And let's see how this one plays out.
It's Karim Coutin winning the ball here for the Western Stars. Swings it over to his right foot to make the cross, but intercepted by Alec Andal. It's Cedra Lewis looking around for support. Can't seem to find support. Goes out left side now to find Alexander, who finds Montel. Montel now looking to find Isaac, who has just come on here. Isaac been roughed up a bit here by St. John. It's going to be a goal kick for the Western Stars. Garnes looking to find Julian. Finds Julian, who has Alec Andal on his heels. And referee Cyrus considering this one a tackle from behind and a one in a free kick to the St. Mark's Western Stars. Jake Rennie off the bench and on the line. Maybe you want to ensure that the comments and the suggestions get to the players directly. Garnes here wins a corner for the Western Stars, and I'm sure Moran Phillip would make the long journey to take this corner.
Moran might be a bit tired, so you may see.
Well, that one seems to be a throw-in for the Big Parish Stars. So apparently the ball went into touch before the corner was conceded.
Okay.
So a slight shift in the momentum, I would think, Robbie. The Western Stars coming more into their own as the first half progressed, but still unable to find that equalizing goal. They threw one goal down to 0.
But they have stepped up, and you are seeing a difference in the way they are playing. It's Kashim Williams down, got that ball to his face. Good sportsmanship there by Ray Alexander. Showing concern to the well-being of the player.
So we're approaching the halftime interval. I'm thinking now that we might be well into time added on for stoppages. As we look back to see here, the clearance from Alexander went straight into the neck or face region of Williams, and he's down and been given some medical attention now.
3 minutes added on time, but we may see some additional time being added on to the 3 minutes.
I'm sure Jake Rennie is looking for what we call a timeout now, just to reorganize and recompose his team.
Yes.
On the other hand, Andrew Monroe would want maybe an extra 5 minutes in the first half, because it seems to be, the momentum seems to be now with the St. Mark's Western Stars, and he would want to keep that before he goes into the break and having to regroup and reorganize again.
Yes, especially from the likes of Kashim Williams. He has been excellent in this half. Well supported by Karim Coutin, Ryan Alexander, all having good first half so far.
Yeah, it's good to see Karim Coutin being involved a lot in the play too for the Western Stars, especially down that left-hand side.
And both on the defensive and on the attacking ends.
Having a good game indeed is Karim Coutin.
Yes, he's hungry.
Montel looking for support. Can't find it, but goes back to find Che Mark. Che very casual about it in the back here. Smith being roughed up here and hustled by 3 St. Mark's players. Looks up in amazement to Ryan Alexander. And a lot of fouls been committed in this first half by the Western Stars. A little bit late on the tackle was Alexander. Came on it again, second time. Alec Andal looking for a Cedra Lewis maybe. On rushing Julian. Richardson is going to take his time. He's playing for time into the halftime interval. Big Parish Stars switching it over to the right hand side to Rocastle. Rocastle looking to find Lewis in the air, and Karim Coutin having to track back on defense here. High tackle coming in here And referee Cyrus picking that one up. But Cedric Lewis would definitely need better service from the midfielders. As the referee whistle goes now to indicate the end of the first half. Robbie, a half which we saw some exciting football, some good plays, some physical plays as well. But I think all in all, both teams would feel pretty satisfied with what they have done in the first half. Maybe the Big Parish Stars a little bit more satisfied, having scored the goal. But the momentum going into the halftime interval, I think, is with the St. Mark's Western Stars. But nonetheless, I think a good account from the Big Parish Stars.
Pretty much even Stevens in the first half, and the difference being Stephon Abraham with that miraculous goal. But pretty much even Steven, both teams giving a good account of themselves. And anything can happen in the second half.
Well, the coaches would have their work cut out for them during the halftime interval, and we can only imagine what Coach Jake Rennie would be saying. He has been the assistant national coach, the last national team. And Andrew Monroe, the very experienced Andrew Monroe, would have also coached the national team and has been working with the Hurricanes FC and the Western Stars for a number of years. A tactician, one who can assess the game well, and so it will be a battle of the coaches between the halftime. But on the field of play, it has been a battle of the Stars, the Western Stars from St. Mark and the Big Parish Stars from St. Andrew. The scoreline at the halftime interval, 1-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. A goal in the 16th minute of play from the boot of Stephon Abraham on a solo run. An impressive goal indeed. He's off the field now, been substituted. We will rejoin momentarily with more live second half action. We ask you to stay tuned for more exciting Pure Grenada finals at the Kirali James National Stadium.
Hey, did you know Waggy Bingo is now online?
Yes!
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes!
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes! Hey!
Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of Waggy Virtual Bingo! Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000 US. Tickets are only $10 US or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
Waggy Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Wagity Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Wagity Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Wagity Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know Wagity Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th.
Get ready for the 8th edition of Wagity's Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Brew Street or call 440-4646. Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
Wagity Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Wagity Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Wagity Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Wagity Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Waggy T Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know Waggy T Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th. Get ready for the 8th edition of Waggy T's Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement.
And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440-4646.
Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
Waggy T Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carnage, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Chivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Waggy T Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Waggy T Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people. Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Waggy T Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes, from as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grenada, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
Hey, did you know Waggy Bingo is now online?
Yes.
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes.
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes. Hey! Sunday, October 18th. Get ready for the 8th edition of Waggy Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement. And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Bruce Street or call 440.
Substitution, Kashim Williams, he left the game. Number 18, Chef De Silva, entered the game.
Welcome back, viewers, wherever you are, to the second half of the finals of the Partygrenada Cup 2020. The news is that the score is 1-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. A goal scored in the 60th minute of play by the substituted Abraham. And to bring you the live commentary for the second half is none other than Robert Samuel the first and myself, Leslie Smith. Robbie, what do you think were on the coaches' minds and part of the discussions during the halftime interval for both coaches?
I think pretty much both coaches were being satisfied with the first half. They would have made some strategic changes. Let's start with the Western Stars. Unfortunately, Kashim Williams, he's not able to continue, so coming to his injuries. So he was substituted by Shem De Silva, so he replaces him. Certainly a loss for them, but it's a straight sub. De Silva.
Good defensive work here by Che Mark. Well, it was a good build-up by the Western Stars along the right-hand side. Strong tackle again by
St. John. Yes, be careful.
St. John. He already has a yellow card in the first half, and a very strong tackle here early in the second half.
Why is Karim Kutian in the referee's face and for a challenge like that? Relax and study your game, Karim. That was definitely a late challenge. Certainly a foul.
But good defensive work we saw from Che Mark moments ago.
Very timely challenge.
Was indeed a good build-up by the Western Stars, and they went into the halftime interval with the momentum and coming out blazing guns already in this second half. Big Parish Stars in the blue and the Western Stars in the maroon.
We saw the impact of Shem De Silva against the Cannons, and Coach Monroe is hoping for a similar impact in this game.
I'm sure that's the thinking of Coach Andrew Monroe, because De Silva came off the bench and really ruffled the defense, especially the right back of the Cannons.
He calls the goal. Remember, it was a rebounded shot that Ryan scored, Ryan Alexander. But most of the efforts were done by Shem De Silva.
Some strong tackles coming either side of the pitch now, but it's Cedra Lewis who had a sniff on goal here and seizing the opportunity. The shot, a feeble one, certainly would not elude a shot-eye mark. The referee stopping play for a moment. Seems to be an offside maybe somewhere. Not too sure why the kick has been given here to the Western Stars. Mark gives it away easily. It's now with Isaac. Isaac looking to go past his man. Still has the ball. Isaac loses it now as the Western Stars come forward down the right-hand side.
There's De Silva.
Still has it is De Silva. Gets the cross in and has two Western Stars players there, but with the back on goal. Alexander has it, goes out wide. Difficulty in clearing here for the big Parish Stars, and that looks like a corner.
Yes, it's a corner.
And referee Cyrus right on the spot there to pick that one up, and I'm sure his assistant would have also picked that one up. Corner for the Western Stars. Robbie, definitely the Western Stars coming out of the block in the second half with a lot more aggression.
Yes, and remember they left the first half with a greater momentum, so it's just being continued here. I'm still commenting on the fact that they're a more experienced team, and it's going to be difficult for the big Parish Stars to keep that 1-0 advantage with so many young players on the field.
Good defensive work by Ray here to head out and make the clearance for the big Parish Stars. Exciting football indeed between these two top teams in the finals of the Pure Grenada Cup.
The good thing for the big Parish Stars is that their experience is really at the back. Ray Alexander, Che Mark, Alec Andel.
And don't leave out that Jeremy Richardson in goal.
Yes, and even Irvin Smith in that defensive holding midfield position. But in the midfield and on top, it's pretty much a young, inexperienced team.
Here comes the Western Stars again. In the middle of the field with Ryan Alexander. It's now with Karim Kutain. Back to Karim Kutain, and then goes out wide to find
De Silva.
Shem De Silva. And De Silva, if he continues out there, will be playing wide. He's going to split the defense wide open. And from what we saw in the first half from the big Parish Stars with mainly three defenders at the back, he can create some problems by overlapping there. So that's the side where Rennie is playing as well, and Rennie always tends to go forward a little bit more than normal, and maybe can create a hole or a gap there for De Silva to capitalize on.
De Silva can be golden if given the opportunity.
Long throw, looking for the 6-yard box. It's with Moran Phillip on top. He has a shot on goal. Poor clearance by Che. And it's going to be a corner. The pressure continues to be piled on by the Western Stars. Difficulty in getting the ball outside of the penalty area are the big Parish Stars at the moment. The Western Stars trailing 1 goal down. They're playing for all they're worth. It's the final game. It's the money game. Can't lose twice. Has to go down with a fight. And a strong fight indeed they're putting up.
The clearance there.
Cedra Lewis down in the process. He's still down. Referee stopping the game now. It'll be tragedy for the big Parish Stars, having already lost their prolific goal scorer in the like of Darren Mudu, to see now Cedra Lewis on the ground, wincing in pain. And that would be tragedy for the big Parish Stars. We hope it's just a minor injury and he can continue.
Again, you see Karim Kutain challenging the decision by referee Cyrus. Smithy, I think it's only a matter of time before Kutain sees himself a yellow card.
Yeah, and there are some players who are just like that, Robbie. They always like to be confrontational with officials, and I can call a few of them. We saw even red cards being issued to one of two of them in the tournament. So some players are just like that, you know. But not all referees will tolerate that, and all referees don't have the same level of tolerance at the same time.
True.
So they have to be mindful of that.
Lewis looking as if he's he's going to be able to continue.
Chimak finds Alexander, who finds Montel. Alexander moving forward here. Some hustling play now by both teams. And as a result of that, the play is broken down a bit at times because of the hustle and the aggression by both teams. But it's good football nonetheless. A lot of fouls committed now, and that disrupts the nice and fluent flow of play. But that's what you get sometimes in the finals.
Lewis back on the field. Cedro Lewis.
And that's a good sign. I'm sure the fans of the Big Parish will be happy to see Cedro Lewis up and running again. There would have been some concern when he was down. Difficult is clearing here. Shot comes in, rebounds of the defender. But it is back with Rikel Augustine, who goes out wide. And now looking for Alexander, but it's Rennie who comes out with it and finds Alec Andel, who clears for the Big Parish Stars. So that's obviously going to be another long throw by St. John. I'm sure the target would be Moran Phillip or one of the tall players inside of the 6-yard box or towards the penalty spot. We see Rikel Augustine is there. Alexander is also there. The throw comes in and Richardson goes up and takes it above the heads of everybody and puts it downfield here looking for Joshua Isaac. And you made the point, Robbie, a lot of youth and maybe inexperience up front for the Big Parish Stars. And that may have a telling effect on their performance at this time, the youth and inexperience up front. But the momentum is definitely with the Big Parish, with the St. Mark's Western Stars. And the Big Parish seems to always trying to win the ball, trying to find the ball, whereas the Western Stars seems to be enjoying greater possession at this time. Another long throw inside of the penalty area. And as a tussle for the ball, goalkeeper Richardson collects. Another player down.
There's Rikel Augustine.
We didn't pick up quite clearly what happened there, but there was a contest for the ball, and he seemed to have been rubbed the wrong way in that challenge. Yeah, he was actually sandwiched between two players, between Che Mark and Ray Alexander, and may have been but he's been given some attention now. Doesn't seem like a very serious injury that would prevent him from continuing. He's up, looks pretty normal, and play would continue nonetheless. One goal to nil in favor of the Big Parish Stars. Shot comes in here. High and wide. No real challenge for goalkeeper Mark.
Joshua Isaac would need to come into his own here tonight. He's yet to deliver in this tournament. Always shown his potential, but yet to deliver.
So what's happening now is that the Western Stars is really coming forward in numbers against the Big Parish Stars. And With the pressure that's been exerted here, Big Parish Stars is really trying to play it safe, conceding out of throws and corners, and being pushed deep in their own half of the field.
Any update on Jason Belfont?
Well, I had the opportunity to speak with him, Robbie, during the halftime interval, and what he's indicated is that he's injured at the moment. He suffered an injury yesterday in training and had to do some x-rays for observations and so on. So he's not fit for play, and he's just looking on and enjoying from the stands.
Another substitution for the Big Parish Stars. Rocastle goes out, and in comes number 17, Dorrell Pierre. So Jamil Rocastle, number 18, goes out, and in comes number 17, Dorrell Pierre. You know, it seems to me as regardless of how well Rocastle's perform, you always get subs around this time of the game, about the 60th minute thereof.
I think Coach Jake Rennie, you know, his back is against the wall now, although his team is leading 1-0. And the substitutions is an indication of that. He's trying to reorganize and restructure his team. As Sadriel Lewis picks up one on the right-hand side and looking to find Joshua Isaac, whose first touch was not a good one, and so was not able to take full control of the ball, and it just rolled into goalkeeper Mark.
Well, he has two subs left. Kesa Klein, Kevin Maitland, Travis Rennie. Any of them can fill the two spots. Also, he has a second choice goalkeeper in Chad Phillip.
So Rennie making the move down the right-hand side. Gets a nice ball inside here, but equal to the task was Shaddai Mark. But they were the two looking strikers for the Big Parish Stars. Couldn't get anything out of a Shaddai Mark.
Really have been impressed with Shaddai Mark throughout this tournament. Every night he comes up big.
Already he has been called to make quite a number of saves.
Mark, who has only conceded 2 goals. It's Ryan Alexander.
Seems to be holding on to the hamstring area. It's not always a good sign when you see players or athletes holding on to that area. Sometimes they are able to continue, but not for very long. Let's hope it's not too serious here.
Apply some ice to it. The affected area.
So we're into the 62nd minute of play, and it's still 1-0 in favor of the Big Parish Stars. Goal actually scored in the first half of play. Another player seems to be down for the Big Parish Stars, but that's Isaac here looking to make his way inside of the penalty area. But good defensive work here, and Jalen Young seems to be a little upset with Isaac here for what I'm not too sure. But the referee intervenes quickly and is going to have a word with the two players. Didn't see anything called for that kind of reaction, Robbie, did you?
No, I didn't see it, but let's look at the replay, and probably the replay could tell us what really caused it. I mean,
as we look back here now, so Young was actually trying to shield the ball, and maybe Isaac, with the momentum he had,
that's
really crashed into him.
It's momentum. Bit of overreaction there by Young. Can't expect that guy to be running behind you at that pace and just stop all of a sudden. Someone mark, youngest player for the Western Stars, 17 years old. You want to see another substitution? One other play. Oh, Ryan Alexander is down again.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to continue, Robbie. Seems to be going down quite frequently now. And I'm sure Coach Andrew Monroe might be thinking that Alexander just would not be able to continue.
What are the possible replacements? Shamari Mark in the middle or Jordan Francis? I would think probably if he can't make it, a Shamari Mark might be a suitable replacement.
A lot of physical play now, Robbie. Referee Cyrus on the spot on this occasion, but you really need to maybe assert himself a little bit more and get the players to be a little bit more relaxed. We know it's a final, a lot is at stake, and things can get out of hand quite easily, and that's what the referee is there for.
Yeah, players have to keep their calm. There's Physio, Castle, Caliste. It's the final of the Pure Grenada Cup 2020, third edition. Western Stars 0, Big Parish Stars 1. Substitution, so we see Shamari Mark, number 21, replacing Ryan Alexander. Shamari Mark, number 21, in, and out goes Ryan Alexander, number 10.
Robbie, the game has really lost a lot of momentum and tempo in the second half. We saw a very exciting first half, but during the second half so far, there's been a lot of stops and starts and stops and starts.
It's getting too physical. You know, the players I think the players are abandoning the strategies and playing with too much emotion. I'm certain that Coach Rennie is not satisfied with that one goal advantage. And I'm sure that Andrew Monroe is not really bothered by it as well.
Well, Coach Andrew Monroe still has a lot of time remaining in this encounter. He has maybe just under 25 minutes to find that equalizing goal and maybe also look towards finding that go-ahead goal as well. Coach Jake Rennie would want to consolidate his position, maybe get into a more comfortable position of scoring a second goal.
Instructions there given by Coach Monroe. Big Parish Stars playing out from the back. Neil Rennie trying to connect there with Joshua Isaac.
You see some frustration now on some of the players as the play has really been broken down and the smooth flow of play really isn't taking place. And players seems to be getting a little bit frustrated with that as well.
And especially when you have these young, inexperienced players, you know, they don't know how to keep the composure, how to remain calm. So you would see these kind of reactions, especially from the big Parish Stars players. Because if you realize, if you look at the Western Stars play, their reaction is not the same. They're pretty much composed. Even if they're playing a bit more aggressive, but they're still pretty much in a zone.
Big Parish Stars. Cross comes in looking for Joshua Isaac. And he finds the second goal to consolidate the position for Jake Rennie. The substitute Joshua Isaac finds that second goal. A good cross coming in from the right-hand side, and Joshua Isaac was right there. Joshua Isaac came in to replace Stefan Abraham or Darren Mudu, a striker for striker, so to speak.
Yes.
And we spoke about him and his ability to score, and there he is, finding that second goal to put some added pressure against the run of play sort of as well, Robbie, but nonetheless a great goal by Joshua Isaac. And I think he would just concede the yellow card for removing the T-shirt.
Yes.
But he wouldn't mind that at this stage of the game.
We also spoke of his height and being an aerial threat. And true to form, good goal there by Joshua Isaac. Yellow card in the process. Goal in the 68th minute. Western Stars 0, Big Parish Stars 2.
So the Western Stars have found themselves in a hole here, Robbie, to dig themselves out. Coach Andrew Monroe would have to pick all the tricks in the bag that he came with, all the tricks on up his sleeve to get his players to be able to answer the call and to get 2 goals at least.
Very timely goal because, I mean, probably for the last, 30 or so minutes of the game, the momentum was to the Western Stars. And what a way of breaking that momentum. Come at the man, come at the hour. Joshua Isaac with the goal.
Christian Julian.
Ray Alexander in a lot of pain there. Got a touch there by Christian Julian. It's a name you haven't called much in this game, Christian Julian.
And I think the teams may have sought him out and worked him out and maybe put a mark on him, try to get the play away from him. And at the same time, Andrew Monroe may have recognized that too much focus and attention has been placed on him and maybe diverted some of his offensive moves as well. But for the last 2 games, he really didn't come into his own, Christian Julian, and not been featured in any goal-scoring opportunities for his team. But I made the point earlier that he has a very high percentage conversion. He doesn't get many opportunities, but converts most of them.
That's right. Another yellow card. It was always coming. Yellow card there to Kareem Kutain, number 19. It was always coming.
And that's sheer frustration here. That's sheer frustration. I'm not sure what is the issue that Kareem Kutain is having here.
Tongue in cheek. He's been given a lot of lip to the referee throughout the length and breadth of this game, so we knew it was coming.
It's going to be another long throw by Leon St. John. Joshua Isaac may turn out to be one of the heroes of today's game with that second goal.
Yep. Maybe the deciding goal.
Header on target. Cedric Lewis having to use a lot of strength here. Losing the ball, but won by Eldon Millet. Millet looking for Lewis again. Strong tackle coming in. A lot of strong tackles, as a matter of fact. And that looks like Smith, that's down.
There's Cedric Lewis.
Finds a good ball here, going to have a shot. Good save by Shadai Mark. Again, he made himself big and was in the right place at the right time to nullify that effect here, that shot from Cedric Lewis that was well on target.
Right place at the right time, Shadai Mark. If you were Coach Monroe, how do you get Rikel Augustin, Shem De Silva, and Christian Julian to click at this point? Because as much as the momentum was there for most of the time, these 3 guys were still pretty much out of the game. The momentum was being carried by the back line up to the midfield.
Well, for them to click, it means that
So Real Alexander coming in. Real Alexander number 8, he replaces number 6, Rikel Augustine.
I was about to make the point, Robbie, that for these strikers to click, it means that Moran Philip would have to step up his game. Shamari Mark would have to step up his game.
Karim Kutain
to provide the kind of service that the strikers would need. Because I'm sure Jake Rennie is going to play a lot more defensive football now. He's going to pack the defense to defend those 2 goals.
You think he's going to pack the bus right now? I don't think that's his style.
I don't think he would pack the bus, but definitely he would want to strengthen the back and make sure that he does not concede goals at this time. We have maybe about 16 minutes or so left. Still quite a lot of time to get 2 goals.
Sawan Mark. He's had a good game. Don't have much attacking options left for Coach Monroe on the bench. Kimon Julian and Rohan George are both defenders, so he's just left with Jordan Francis. Second choice goalkeeper, Andre Welch. Despite the lip service from Karim Kutain, he has been having an excellent game. He might be the one to step up if he can shut up.
I think you just need to focus a lot on the field of play rather than the officials.
Huge loss for the Western Stars with the injury of Kashim Williams. His pace was pretty much unmatched by the back line of the Big Parish Stars. And it's a head injury, so it's a real serious injury. Pretty much unintentional by Ray Alexander. Was trying to clear the ball at the time and struck the oncoming Kashim Williams in the face. Referee on the spot.
Kimon Julian goes back to find Sawan Mark.
Kimon Julian is on the field.
Free kick for the Western Stars. Moran Philip is lined up behind this one. And from all intents, he's going to go directly to goal.
Probably Leon St. John was a substitution.
So let's see what Moran Philip can do on this occasion. 3-man wall being constructed by the Big Parish Stars. Just been asked to go back a little bit by referee Cyrus. Might just be a good test for goalkeeper Jeremy Richardson. The kick comes in, indeed a test for Richardson. A rebound out of the wall. But he seemed to have it covered there Nonetheless, it's going to be a corner for the Western Stars.
Good strike there by Moran Phillip.
One of those difficult takes for a goalkeeper.
Yep.
Bouncing just in front of him.
Shamari Mark with the corner. Very vocal referee Cyrus. Speaking to Kimon Julian and Alec Andel.
Very high corner taken by Mark. Some pressure being applied by the Western Stars. Just about 11 minutes remaining in regulation time. So St. John is still on the pitch. We're going to tell you who was the player substituted. It looks as though it was Jalen Young who has been substituted.
No, Young is on the field. Sawan Mark is also on the field. So it might have been Karim Kutain. Yep, it has been Karim Kutain. Julian been given a more attacking role this evening. Normally plays in the high lift there by Real Alexander, showing studs, coming close to the face there of Alexander. Yep. I think the stud probably caught him on his wrist.
Interestingly, Robbie, two players are Alexanders and both of them have number 8 as well.
Montel Joseph not too happy there with their silver.
So the player has really broken down again, Robbie. So we've seen spurts of fluency and spurts of poor football. A lot of fouls been committed now by both teams. The attractive football that we saw in the first half, we have not seen much of that in the second half. And I guess the intensity of a finals is what may be bringing that out of the players.
Yes. So your senior players have to step up, show more of a leadership role. Do not succumb to the pressure. Good shot there by Neil Rennie, a bit too high. Good intention.
What I like about it, Robbie, was the curl that he was able to put on the ball from the outside of the left foot. It's a skill that not many players have perfected. Western Stars looking to come forward here now. But is the man Chief Mark at the back. The rock of Gibraltar for the big Parish Stars. Or even the likes of Moran Phillip could get past him.
Using the outer part of his left boot.
Corner taken, goalkeeper Richardson comes out and punches out of the danger area.
Good confident goalkeeper there by Richardson.
St. Mark's having to reset with St. John, who swings it from right to left. A lot of fighting for possession of the football. Somebody just needs to slow the tempo down a little bit. St. Mark's maybe not the team that is considering that now, because they want to press on for those 2 goals to at least get a draw in regulation time. And so the Big Parish Stars might be the best team that would want to take control of the ball, slow things down a bit, and see if they can direct the pace at the moment.
But that's the likes of Irvin Smith will come in.
And Alden Millet, just to play possession football in the middle of the field. Poor clearance here by Mark. It's going to be a corner for the Big Parish Stars.
Goalkeeper Shaddai Mark pretty much upset.
Irvin Smith is going to take this one for the Big Parish Stars. And we can see what's the obvious plan here by the Big Parish Stars. Look at the number of players that are moving forward. Not many. They have 4 players inside of the penalty area, as against maybe 7 players from the Western Stars. I just think the Western Stars has too many players back now with only 4. And look, Cedric Lewis almost won the ball with just 4 going up against 7.
Even though being outnumbered 2-1. And remember, they had the tallest target there in Joshua Isaac.
Ball won in the midfield by Montel. Montel looking for support, can't find support and losing the ball in the process.
Late challenge there by Montel. May earn him a yellow card.
Trying to make amends here is Montel, but a late challenge may just earn him the yellow card here. I think the referee wants to have a word with him.
He'd be fortunate to escape without a yellow card. Very late challenge there by Montel Joseph.
A little bit of leniency executed here by Cyrus on that occasion, but has done a pretty decent job throughout the game. It's a game maybe it's not the easiest one to call for any referee, because it's a finals, it's a physical game, both teams hungry for the victory.
Referee Cyrus has been spot on tonight. Smitty.
See Coach Jake Rennie there, with all the hand signals in the foreground. Make it, Robbie, we under 4 minutes left in regulation time. There has been quite a number of stoppages, and I would think there would be maybe 3 or 4 minutes that may be added on for stoppages. That would be to the delight of the Western Stars. Looking to move forward, but good marking here by skipper Alec Andel.
You know, I mean, the back line of the Big Parish have been outstanding. Ray Alexander, Che Mark, Alec Alexander, outstanding. They are the reason why St. Mark is yet to score.
I think Cyrus may have just gotten this one wrong. That looked like a goal kick that he has indicated a corner.
Travis running about to enter play.
And so too is Casey Klein. I know Kesa's mom is looking on. I'm sure she'll be happy to see him getting a touch on the field today. One of the brighter prospects that we have, Robbie.
Kesa Klein is actually the cousin of Klein that used to play for Liverpool.
Also has a younger sister who also plays for the national team.
So 12 for 14. So number 12 in, Travis Rennie. Out, Erlen Millet, number 14. Sub number 4 for Big Parish Stars. And the final sub, 10 for 4 in, number 4, Kesa Klein. And out, Sadrell Lewis. So all 5 subs being made by Big Parish Stars.
And we just maybe about 1 minute left in regulation time.
St. Mark Western Stars here are still left with 1 sub.
It's going to be difficult for St. Mark's to rebound at this time, Robbie, with the time remaining and with the level of composure that we can expect from the Big Parish Stars. But it's a game of football. Anything can happen. We've seen teams find 3 goals in time added on, and maybe something miraculous may be able to happen here tonight. Klein on the hunt here. Fresh legs of Klein. Good win here by Big Parish Stars. If they can keep the Western Stars in their own half of the field, they'll be happy with that until the end of the game. Montel goes down.
He's holding
on to the abdominal area. Resolute Chebak in defense, but being called for the foul on this occasion. And they have the personal banter going on as well, Robbie.
All well and good for the game.
So Montel Joseph is down. The player has been stopped to give him some much needed attention.
So at the end of regulation, all 90 minutes played. Interesting to see what will be the instructions of referee Cyrus to fourth official Stanislaus.
Robbie, we saw this substitution of Sadrell Lewis. Although he didn't score in this game, he was always there offering pressure on the back line of the Western Stars.
Always.
And his presence on the field always tells a lot. You know, he has a reputation. He's a player with speed. He's one that gets himself in good goal scoring positions, and so can be a little bit disruptive for any back line.
Well, his nickname alone says it all. It's Trigger. He's a trigger man. He's an assassin.
So the penalty area is packed. The 6-yard box is packed as well. I can see 2, 4, 6, 7 Western Stars players there. And the target would be one of them, I'm sure. Philip curls this one. And not well directed. And so all of the anxiety goes to rest now. The Big Parish Stars, they're going to take the time about it. We're actually into time added on for stoppages.
Referee signal 5 minutes added on.
There are quite a number of stoppages in the second half. 5 more minutes for the Western Stars to find 2 goals. 5 more minutes for the Big Parish to hold on to a 2-0 advantage. Good recovery work here by Ray Alexander from the fumble from Che Mark. So Mark on the other side of the pitch here now, but only finds Ray Alexander. We're looking to find Isaac or Klein up front. And some follow-up action on the momentum from St. John. The Big Parish Stars going to slow things down a lot now, Robbie. Playing for time, playing for the championship, playing for the money.
That's right, $20,000.
The flames go up in the chat group for the Big Parish Stars. They've played excellent football throughout this tournament, undefeated. Only dropping 1 point to the Royal Cannons in the preliminary stage. Before tonight, they scored 8 goals, conceded only 1. So far, they have increased their tally to 10. And they're going to just play possession football now, it seems. So we're coming down to the dying stages and the closing moments of the 2020 Pure Grenada Cup, Robbie. A tournament which we saw some impressive players, we saw some disappointments as well, some exciting moments, some great goals, some great goalkeeping as well, and some new and emerging players as well.
Yes, and that's what you want from a parish tournament. You want to unearth new talent. You want a greater exhibition of your local talent, especially with the incoming senior national coach. Hope that he or she, following the tournament, get an insight of what we have.
Well, TNR Communications can provide a lot of footage for the incoming coach. And we want to say kudos to Richie Olivier and the entire team who has been responsible for excellent camera work and production. A lot of hustling now taking place by the Western Stars. They've been pressed for time.
Contender Smithy for MVP.
Well, a Christian.
That's it. That's the game.
It's the end of the game. The Big Parish Stars are the champions of the Pure Grenada Cup 2020. The victors over the St. Mark's Western Stars, 2-0. A fitting victory, a fitting championship. They've played well throughout the tournament. They came up against a great team in the Western Stars. Congratulations to both teams, Robbie, but on the night when it matters most, the Big Parish Stars shone brighter.
Well deserved by the Big Parish Stars. You are right. They looked the best team in this tournament. Their structure, they were well coached. Good finishing, good midfield, good defense. Deservedly the best team in this tournament, and congratulations to them. Congratulations to Coach Jake Rennie, Captain Alec Andel, and all of the Big Parish Stars.
So the Big Parish Stars didn't disappoint on the night when they had to come up trumps. They've played good football throughout the tournament, and tonight, coming up against a very strong St. Mark's Western Stars, they delivered the goods admirably.
It's the second time the Big Parish Stars have won the Pure Grenada Cup, winning 2 out of 3. Congratulations to them.
And Robbie, we saw 2 great goals in this match. One from Stefan Abraham on a solo run, going past 2-3 players and picking a nice spot to the corner of the net where it's the furthest for the goalkeeper to reach. And then we saw in the second half, maybe against the run of play, the substitute Joshua Isaac getting a nice delivery from outside right, headed home, and really sealing the deal for the Big Parish Stars.
You know, the Western Stars, kudos to them. They gave a good fight. The match was pretty much even, Steven. It just that they didn't get the opportunities in that final third, especially the likes of a Christian Julian.
And the match starts, Robbie, really tells the story here. So 2 goals for the Big Parish Stars, 8 shots on goals as against 4 to the St. Mark's Western Stars. The Western Stars leading in the corner category, 8 against 3. But look at the number of fouls they've committed, 10 against 3. And excellent goalkeeping by Shadai Mark to come up with 5 timely saves for his team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him that he conceded those 2 goals in this game. He was definitely a contender for Golden Glove.
I still think Shadai Mark would be one of the top contenders for the Golden Glove. Definitely Christian Julian will get the Golden Boots Award. The MVP of the tournament still up for grabs, Robbie, not to show who might be in contention here. Christian Julian definitely in contention.
Christian Julian.
Darren Mudu.
That's right.
And then we look towards the midfield.
In midfielder, Earl Millet, Stephon Abraham, Moran Phillip. These are the contenders out of the midfield, really.
And from the defensive lineup?
From the defensive lineup,
we have to look at the teams that conceded the least number of goals, and it will obviously be one of those two teams here tonight. And I would think if we were to compare the two back lineup, the stronger back lineup would be the Big Parish Stars.
Only conceded one.
And the likes of Captain Alec Andal, Chemak, who didn't play all the games but was very, very strong tonight.
Ray Alexander.
Ray Alexander has been doing a lot of work as well. And so these are some of the players from the back lineup of the Big Parish Stars that will be under consideration. But most times, more than ever, it's a striker or a midfielder who gets the MVP.
Yeah, especially midfielders.
And we will look to see what the adjudicators of those categories would come up with.
I give the edge to Darren Moodoo. Crucial goals. Remember the first two games they played against the Royal Cannons and against the Dolphins, scoring 4 goals in those two games. He had 3 goals.
So Darren Moodoo, a strong contender. I would also say that Christian Julian with 2 hat-tricks in the tournament.
Yes.
And scoring maybe 50% of the goals of the Western Stars, he would be a tough contender as well. And maybe he can go either way, but I think Christian Julian may have the edge on any other player for the MVP of the tournament.
I thought that Darren played against tougher opponents, though. I mean, when you think of a hat-trick by Julian against St. David, a hat-trick against the U17. His first real challenge would have been against St. Patrick, and he scored against them as well. But all his goals came in the first round, nothing in the playoff round.
And maybe we can look at the goalkeepers in the tournament who were outstanding. There were quite a number of them, Robbie. The likes of Shaddai Mark, definitely, Jason Belfont.
Yes.
Joe Max Wildman is in there as well. And the young goalkeepers for the Royal Cannons, maybe, under consideration as well.
That's Thomas. Even the other Thomas of the St. David top strikers, though conceding so many goals, he was excellent. The problem with him is that he had no protection. He had no coverage from his back line. So that would not look good on the stats. But for those who saw the games, for those who saw him between the bars, he was excellent. So Jason Belfondo is pretty much outstanding. He did not concede a goal in the tournament. And the argument is thrown up for him. I mean, when you look at his stats, no goals conceded as against 3 goals conceded by Shaddai Mark. You know, it's tough to go against Belfont.
We also have to put into consideration the number of saves. And I think Shaddai Mark would lead that category in terms of the number of saves, and brilliant saves too that he has put together. But it's a night when the Big Parish Stars are shining bright, and there's jubilation, I'm sure, in the eastern side, the Big Parish St. Andrew. Not so much jubilation on the western side, especially in St. Mark. We saw brilliant football in the first half. There was Abraham with a solo run and eluding goalkeeper Mark for the second time in the tournament. He had to concede, and that was a clear start and a clear indication from the Big Parish Stars. The second goal came from the substituted Joshua Isaac, being left unmarked in the penalty area, getting good service from the winger, and a well-directed header into the back of the net to seal the deal for the Big Parish Stars. As we look back to the highlights, the organizers are getting themselves ready for the presentation of awards and trophies. And maybe, Robbie, it's a good time for us to put a wrap on things and to look back maybe a little more and look forward to what is to come for the rest of the season.
I want to make quick mention to some of the youth players we saw in this tournament. Akishon Clark, Jamil Rocastle, Sawan Mark. So much of them that really stepped up and showed, hey, age is only a number, and they can show their maturity beyond their years, their football maturity, their skill level exhibited top notch.
I want to maybe we could share a little focus on the U17 team that participated in this competition. Many persons doubted them and thought it was out of place for them and thought they would have been whitewashed and snowballed and humiliating. But I thought that they really held their own for most parts.
Yes.
Clark Kishan Clark.
Yes.
Really looked head and shoulders above some of his teammates and was able to score, I think, 2 goals in the tournament. The captain of the team as well. Their goalkeepers also did a good job, and I think they gave a good account of themselves. So what we're going to do now, we're going to segue to the presentation party and come back maybe for closing comments at the end.
For that wonderful volley goal, that would be the goal of the tournament. A beautiful goal it was. With me here this afternoon, we have the president, Mr. Cheney Joseph from Grenada Football Association, Mr. Wayne Redhead, the CEO of Megaforce Promotion, Ms. Ronick Marshall, Carib brand manager from Carib Brewery, Grenada Limited, Mr. Kenny John, managing director from Antillean Group. We also have with us Ms. Nicoyan Bain from Grenada Bottling Company Limited, Ms. Carville Sylvester, general manager, CITEC Service Center. We have Mr. Colin Gabriel, marketing manager, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, and Mr. Kenny John from the Antillean Group. So we have a few speeches, then we get to the awards, and we would like to invite Ms. Ronick Marshall from Carib Brewery, Grenada Limited to give a few remarks.
Pleasant good night to all. I want to say thank you for coming out. Without the spectators, this would not have been possible. For those who are following live, we thank you for tuning in and supporting. We know that football would not be football without you and without the players. Tonight, I just want to give an encouragement from Carib and Samalt that, and this is for the players, I'm going to actually look at you. Football is believing. Football is total commitment. Football is hard work, dedication, and self-sacrifice. Football is a team that beats with one heart. Football is sweat and drive. Football is whatever it takes. Football is what you give, and I hope you're giving over 100%. Football is brotherhood on and off the field. Football is finding a way to win for the home crowd. Football is one goal. To the team players tonight, I know we have Wagiti football coming up. Remember, you have to practice, and may the best man win. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronick. Let's now invite another one of our sponsors, Mr. Kenny John, the Managing Director, Antillean Group.
Pleasant good evening to everybody. I'm sure that everybody who came out here tonight enjoyed the football. It is even more remarkable that these athletes were able to perform at this level given the COVID experience. I want to thank all sponsors, thanks Wagiti, and definitely the performance tonight, the winners, the victors take the spoil. I want to encourage everybody to stay fit mentally and physically. Antillean Group are proud supporters of sports and education. And no less, let the victors enjoy themselves this evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. John. GFA has been fully behind the Partygrenada Cup, has done it in the initial year and has contracted it out to Megaforce Promotion for the last 2 years. We invite the president of Grenada Football Association, Mr. Chenny Joseph, to give some closing remarks.
Pleasant good evening to you, the spectators. Congratulations to the runners-up. Congratulations to the champions, Big Parish Stars. To you, the sponsors, and Wagiti, the organizer, on behalf of the GFA, I also want to say thank you. But more importantly, I want to call on you, the sponsors, to join us at the GFA as we seek to grow football on the island. And one such idea we want you to ponder upon is to extend the Partygrenada Cup to an under-20 level, an under-17, under-15, and under-13. We believe in that way the tournament will grow in years to come, and Grenada will see a higher quality of football. I just simply want to say at this point in time, we have lots of football coming around again in the few weeks ahead. I know Wagiti has been advertising his a lot. We also have the GFA Cup, and we have loads of international football from March 2021. At this point in time, again, I want to say thanks to everyone, and I think I should also say thanks to the Ministry of Health and the government for allowing us to do this at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. The CEO, Megaforce Promotion, Wayne Wagiti Redhead. It has been a challenge to put on a competition of this nature in the time of COVID. And we started, and now we are celebrating the end. We invite Mr. Redhead to give his closing remarks.
Thank you, Bruce, Mrs. Swan. A pleasant good evening, everybody. First of all, I must say congratulations to Big Parish Stars, champions for 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say a special thanks to the GFA. As you know, the Partygrenada Cup is an initiative of the Grenada Football Association. And Megaforce Promotion is just contracted for the next 5 years to run the tournament. And so far, we did 2 years already. So we have 3 more years to do the Partygrenada Cup. And this year, I think this year is one of the better years. Don't mind, we have the COVID-19. I think every game started on time, and the players really come out this year to do the best. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Bruce Swan. The first time we have a coordinator, first time being coordinator of the tournament. Thank you, Bruce Swan. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in another 2 weeks, we'll be starting the 11th annual Wagiti Super Knockout. So far, we have about 24 teams registered. We're looking for 32. And as you know, the Wagiti Super Knockout is one of the best organized and the biggest football tournament, not only in Grenada, but in the region. So we want to see you again coming out in 2 weeks and support the 11th annual Wagiti Super Knockout. Also, we have the GFA Cup coming on the 3rd of November. So there is lots of football for you patrons to come out and for you the sponsors. And also the Partygrenada Cup will be starting in March next year. So there is a lot of football coming. I want to say a special thanks to the sponsors, as you know, in this time, in this COVID time, and to come out and support football. A special thanks to Antillean, Mr. Kenny John, thank you. A special thanks to the Communal Co-op Credit Union. Special thanks to Carib Brewery, Grenada Limited. As you know, it's no longer Carib Breweries. Last week, they changed the name to Carib Brewery Grenada Limited. Thank you. Thank you to CTEC. Thank you to Grenada Bottling Company. Once again, thank you to all the sponsors. A special thanks to the GFA for once again allowing us to do this tournament. A special thanks to all the staff, police officers. A special thanks to Magnola, once again working so hard to make sure that this tournament is a success. To everyone, just in case I forget anybody, please, sorry about it. And thank you once again for everybody. And looking forward to the 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup in March of 2021. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Redhead. What a wonderful competition it was. We start off with the presentations to the match officials, and we invite Ms. Nicoyam Bain, Marketing Manager of Grenada Bottling Company Limited, to hand out the tokens. So we invite the match officials in the finals. Junior Cyrus, Clinton Daniel, Clement Alexander, and Micah Stanislaus. Thank you very much, Ms. Bain. We move on to the individual awards. And the individual awards are sponsored by Carib. So we invite Ms. Ronick Marshall, Carib Brand Manager, to hand out those awards. The Carib Golden Glove, he was not featured here today, but he was very consistent in the tournament. He is no other than our national goalkeeper, Jason Belfon. He will be receiving $1,500 and a Carib cooler. Mr. Belfon will also receive a case of Carib. He has been a goal machine for the last 2 seasons with Hurricanes. He was double the goal scorer in our last club championship. And this year, out of the 47 goals, he scored 7 goals for St. Mark's Western Stars. He is no other than number 9, Christian Julian. Christian Julian will receive $1,500, a trophy, a Carib cooler bag, and a case of Carib. The final individual award is the Carib MVP. This player played for St. Andrews Big Parish Stars. Though he's not from St. Andrews, but he has moved to St. Andrews and made there his home. He has been the glue that brought St. Andrews to 3 finals over the last 3 years of the Pure Grenada Cup. We invite Mr. Irving Smith, the most valuable player in the tournament, will receive $2,000 cash prize, a trophy, Carib cooler bag, and a case of Carib. Mr. Smith. We move on to the team prizes. And we start off, of course, with the third place. The third place winner will receive $5,000. They will receive the third place trophy. They would also receive 4 cases of Carib and Star Malt. They would receive a duffel bag, a Carib duffel bag, a Star Malt duffel bag, sorry. And we invite Ms. Cavill Sylvester, the General Manager of CTEC Service Center, to hand over the third place team prizes. We now invite the captain of St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers, Mr. Chad Mark, to receive the awards on behalf of St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers. Our runner-up, the second place winner. Let's give them a round of a hand. They have been in the final, won the final championship last year. They were defeated this year. What a lovely game it was of football. Let's welcome St. Mark's Western Stars and invite Mr. Colin Gabriel, Marketing Manager, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, to hand out the awards. St. Mark's Western Stars, Moran Philip, will collect on the behalf $10,000 in cash prizes. They will receive cups from Communal. The manager and coach will receive an umbrella. They would also receive 6 cases of Star Malt and Carib, along with Star Malt duffel bags. A lot of stuff here. Someone may want to help Moran. And let's congratulate the champion of the 3rd edition, St. Andrews Big Parish Stars. We invite Mr. Kenny John. He will hand out some of the awards, and Mr. Chenny Joseph would hand over the Big Challenge Trophy. St. Andrews Big Parish Stars will receive $20,000, a replica trophy, the challenge trophy, cups from Communal Cooperative Credit Union, the umbrellas for the managers, 8 cases Carib and Star Malt, and Stamalt duffel bags. We invite the captain, vice captain, to collect the prizes on behalf of St. Andrew's Big Parish Stars. Now we invite Mr. Chenny Joseph to hand over the championship trophy. This is a small one, that's the one they get to keep. And the big one, we invite Big Parish Stars to join St. Andrew's Big Parish Stars. We invite you to join for the handing over of the All right, so Mr. Joseph, the rest of the team will join. And we invite the sponsors for a photo op. All right, guys, so let's get a photo up with the sponsors. Guys, you have to take a photo with the sponsors and the organizer.
So just to put a final wrap on things for the 2020 Pure Grenada Cup, celebrations and jubilation in the camp of the Big Parish Stars, the Western Stars having to settle for silver on this occasion. The MVP of the tournament, Robbie, has surprised Irvin Smith. The golden boots, obviously, to Christian Julian of the St. Mark's Western Stars. Jason Belfon, the golden gloves, goalkeeper of the tournament. And maybe your expectations as well.
Yes, I always thought that, yes, Belfon would have gotten it. Then, well, based on stats, the golden boot to Julian. But Irvin Smith was a surprise. He had a good tournament. MVP worthy, questionable. You saw it even look on his face. You saw it look on the other players. He was a bit surprised. But, you know, congrats to him, you know. He achieved it. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to all the teams that took part and made this tournament what it is. You know, to the beaten finalists, the Western Stars, kudos to them for making the final what it was. But the prize to the one who earns it, Big Parish Stars, coached by Jake Rennie. Congratulations to them.
So congratulations are indeed in order for all of the teams that participated. But the Big Parish Stars shone bright on the night when it mattered most. They leave the National Stadium tonight $20,000 richer and some goldware, not even silverware as well, Robbie. And so we do want to put a wrap on the broadcast and on the tournament as well, as we bid you farewell and look forward to more exciting football from the Kirani James National Stadium. On behalf of the entire production team, our Executive Director, Richie Olivier of TNR Communications, Blondell, Roger, Reggie, Nazim, Cullen, Ron, and Kirk. And of course, on behalf of my co-commentator, Robert Samuel I, I'm Leslie Smith saying so long, and we'll leave you with the sights and sounds at the Kirani James National Stadium as we say congratulations to the Big Parish Stars on their 2-0 victory in the finals of the Pure Grenada Cup 2020.
Hey, did you know Waggy Bingo is now online?
Yes!
And did you also know you can win up to $10,000?
Yes!
So, have you tried it yet?
Yes! Hey! Sunday, October 18th. Get ready for the 8th edition of Waggy Virtual Bingo. Lots of people are enjoying the fun and excitement.
And this time, you can win $10,000. Tickets are only $10 or 27 EC. Available from gotofet.com or numerous box offices island-wide. Still having problems signing up? Then visit the main office at Brew Street or call 440-4646.
Remember, Sunday, October 18th.
The games are virtual, but the cash is real.
Waggy Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.